Hello, Accelerated Math 7-8 students. We are still working in Module 11, and today we're going to start Lesson 16. Lesson 16 is called Surface Area, making sure you're writing down your page numbers in your comp book. So again, we are working with surface area, which is a review of the concept, so we're going to go kind of quickly just because it is a review, but there's a couple of new aspects that I want you to be aware of. So our goal for today for surface area is, today we will learn how to determine the surface area of a three-dimensional figure, or areas of three-dimensional figures. The question that I want you to be thinking about is, how do you find the surface area of a composite figure? Okay, so remembering that a composite figure is when you have multiple shapes put together to create a new shape. Today, our job is to turn that flat shape, if it was flat, into three-dimensional and then figure out what the surface area is. So what is the area around the surface? Things to remember. Surface area is the amount of space that it takes to cover a figure. Okay? Surface area is the amount of space that it takes to cover a figure. It's like wrapping paper. So when you're wrapping a gift or something like that, you have to make sure that every surface is covered so that nobody peeks. Well, that's what surface area is like. Okay? Only difference between wrapping a gift and surface area in math is you don't want any overlap. You don't want any extra. You want it to fit exactly. Okay? So area of a rectangle, just again as a reminder, area equals length times width, or area equals base times height. Those are exactly the same, just different terms. Area of a square, area equals s squared, which also means area equals side times side. Area of a triangle, area equals half the base times the height. And then area of a circle is area equals pi times radius squared. So the reason why we are keeping those there is because you're going to need them to practice and find the surface area for a figure down here. So surface area is determined by finding the area of all the polygons and adding them up. So if we take a look at this triangular prism, I made a list of what I could see. So you look at the figure first and then you say, what shapes do you see? And you make a list. So on my list, I put two triangles. Does everybody see them? There's one on the top and there's one on the bottom. So we have two triangles. We have one rectangle that sits right here. It's right on the front. Another rectangle that sits on the back, if you can see it, or it would be the bottom, what it's sitting on. And then a third rectangle that is this side right here. Okay? And so we have two triangles and three rectangles. The three rectangles are all separated because they're all different dimensions. And so it says back up here that what you have to do is you have to find surface area is determined by finding the area of all the polygons. So these are our polygons, and then you add them together. So if we remember the rules for doing this, finding the area of a triangle means that you take half the base times the height. All right, so here we have the base, which is 8, and the height of it could be 15. So if I take half of 8 and times it by 15, well, half of 8 I know is 4 times 15 gives me 60. Then it says there's two of them, so I have to multiply this whole thing by 2, so I get 120. And you'll notice that your units of measure are feet squared. Has to be squared because I multiplied two of them together, and so that's where we get 120 feet squared. Okay, now I have to find the rectangle. The rectangle on this front edge right here says that it's 15 by 20, so all I have to do is take 15 times 20, and I get 300. So this one would be 300 feet squared, okay, because I found the area of that one. All right, now it says 17 times 20, and I know that 17 times 20 is 340 feet squared, so I have 340 feet squared. And then I have one more triangle, and the last triangle I have is 8 by 20, and I know that 8 times 20 is 160, so we now have all of the areas of the different faces that are available, and we're supposed to add them together. 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 is 0. 4 plus 6 is 10. Regroup the, oh, I forgot those two up there, sorry. So we need to now put two more into there. So 10 plus 2 is 12. I apologize, I'm going too fast. Regroup the 1, and then we have 1 plus 1 is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So what I have found that the surface area of this triangular prism, by doing our math, is 920 feet squared. So that's the surface area. Remember, surface area is taking the area of all the polygons that make up the shape and then finding their areas and then adding them together, which, as you can see on my notepad right here, that's exactly what I did. Okay? So I like surface area. It's not too hard. The biggest thing that I can see as being a hurdle for you guys with what you're going to be practicing is keeping track of all your faces, making sure that you have found the area of all the different polygon faces that you have on your shape and remembering they have to be added together. All right? So now you also can see why I'm constantly giving you these area formulas so that it's easy and you also have a reference point to go back to. Our goal for today we will learn how to determine the surface area of three-dimensional figures. Question is how to find the surface area of a composite figure. I think you should be feeling pretty comfortable with this. And that's all that I have. I'll talk to you soon.